No, it's not prototype.
And we are on the air.
I'm on live. I'm on live. It means all YouTube can
live,
hear you.
live
Okay,
from
people on YouTube can
live
hear
from
you
No
right now.
Radio's couch. We're on the air.
Uh-huh. I'm at the brother-in-law's grubbing.
Oh no! Oh, what's the favorite food of choice?
Hey man, we keeping it American OG today. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and they right. They dress right.
Oh, oh my, yo. So you know what? I'm gonna start with yours because you were just talking about. Hey, first of all, I want to say greetings to everybody. Gene, how you doing, sir? Gene is on live first. I mean, he got in here first.
So we
Thank you
got
for
Gene in the
showing up.
building.
Gene is in the building.
What up, Gene? What's up? What's up?
What up, Gene?
He got in here first.
Welcome
He
to the
can
live
type
stream.
up there first on in the live stream and claim that mantle. Uh,
Well,
hey
I never
man.
miss a stream.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm trying to do some things that's different. No Radio was just enlightening us about the differences between the S22 and 23 versus the build quality of the folds.
It's not even close. Samsung is really cheaping out on the S line compared to the V line or the Z line. I mean, it's not even
But
close.
I just saw this article is talking about this though.
No, leave it alone.
So Samsung's new foldable hinge might look nicer, but probably won't have a long lifespan on the next Fold 5. What do you think of this, sir? I mean, you just gave him a little bit of praise, and you know
I'm just saying
people are
overall build
saying something
quality.
a little different.
I'm not talking about the fold specifically. I'm saying the whole phone.
The phone it feels differently. I mean, it has a more of a solid metal feel to it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had the Fold 3, the 4, the 3, and the 2. So
But you haven't had an S line phone in a while.
no, I haven't had the S line.
Just telling you, the S line they are slacking on
Wow,
the build
I
quality.
would have
They
never
really
thought
are.
that.
Go pick one up and hold it in your hand, touch it, feel it.
I would have never thought that. What's going on, Cade? My
What?
man was in heaven
Oh,
last
he's making
night because I could tell from the text
oh,
messages he was dropping. He was
I'm
watching
to
a
myself,
fight.
I'm crazy.
He was watching a fight. So
Cade and his violence.
I think well, do you consider that violence? It's
Yeah, good.
skills.
It's good vibe.
You
It's good
know,
vibe. It's good
I
vibe. I
think
ain't
you're
saying
beating up somebody for fun.
when you use the technology to broadcast it.
I'm all for violence, sir.
Oh no.
I think every state needs to be like Washington State and allow you to do mutual combat when somebody talking shit.
What about like Russia?
Uh oh.
What Russia
Uh
do?
oh. That's controversial.
Never mind.
That's controversial.
Okay, let's talk about the fold.
So basically, I was reading this article. So they're saying that they're going to possibly change the hinge on it. So this hinge, the hinging mechanism they use on the Fold 2, the 3, and the 4 has given it a lot more stiffer feel. So I still have my Fold 2. The first Fold wasn't good. Like if you go back and look at like Linus Tech Tips on this, and he looked like he's like waving that phone in the wind, and it's
I
kind
mean,
of bad.
Sam, the first fold was really bad to a point where they backed out of it and they
Oh,
relaunched it.
Yeah, well, they stopped. They launched it and then they relaunched it again. So it was kind of
Yeah.
this weird conundrum. I don't know what you would call it, but now they're talking about they getting ready to change it. For the Fold 5. So I don't know. They're trying to get rid of it. There is a little bit of a gap where the screen doesn't really fold all the way over and touch.
Right.
Oh, hold on one second. So Gene says I'm on a new HP Stream laptop. Just got it on February. Hey, um, put in the chat what the specs are.
It's one of the ones that are like $199 or something.
Please don't get Brandon started. It must be running. If it's $199, it's running Chrome.
No, it's not. The HP Stream Series is just a affordable, portable HP. They're usually about 180 to $200, $220, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's
Usually
like
has
a basic version of Windows.
But yeah, so right here they're talking about the folding. The folding phones are gonna get thinner. Budget laptop for $175.
Yep. I know my laptop now.
Oh no, I can't doubt you on that, sir. You helped me get the one I'm using right now. So it's like, what is it? So Samsung tested the hinge to withstand 200,000 folds, like the last one, and I guess the Honor Magic and the Apple Fine N2 were both rated at 4,000 folds. So
400,000.
400,000. So do we think Samsung might be trying to cut some corners?
Well, you can't always trust ratings either. So we are talking about Huawei.
That's true. That's true.
That's Huawei. You can't always trust ratings. But there is another one afoot. Have you heard about the other one that's out? It's got a 6 point. I think it's a 6.4 on the outside screen. It's a new company called. I don't know if you heard about it.
What's the new company?
And the chip in it. The chip in it is a MediaTek chip. But when you look at the specs, PR, it is identical to the 8 Gen 1, but it has more cache.
Oh,
like it's identical. It has the exact same. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Hold on.
Oh, while you're looking that information up, to answer Gene, isn't Samsung afraid that the fold hinge will break off? I don't necessarily think they're afraid it's going to break off, but the more you engineer something, you can always refine it. But in your refinement, you can end up underdoing it too. So there's a bit of a chance that they can actually make it worse, even though they finally on the Fold 2 they got it perfect. I mean, like, you could halfway open it and it will stay open no matter what. But on the first Fold, like, it was open or it was closed. There was no in between.
I honestly believe Samsung is under promising and over delivering, and Huawei's doing the opposite. They're over promising
and under delivering.
That's what I believe is going on. It's called the Techno Phantom V Fold. Look it up. Pull it up on the screen. And look at the MediaTek chip. It's the Media Dimensity 9000. In the benchmarks, it is beating the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and it's a MediaTek chip in a folding phone.
All right, you said what the name of it is?
It's the Techno Phantom V Fold. V as in Victor. Take a look at that puppy. And it has like double the cache of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Like, their MediaTek they're going in on this chip, on this thing.
Trying to find it now. Hold on.
Yes, Techno is TECHNO Phantom.
Wait, hold on. TE. Hold on. I need you to spell it again for me.
TEC.
HNO.
HNO. Phantom. FHATHOM. No, yeah, FHANTOM. V Fold. And take a look at that puppy. It's actually faster than the Snapdragon chip in the Fold 4 with a MediaTek chip, even according to all the benchmarks.
Techno Phantom V Fold.
And it's
Give me
cheaper. I think it starts at 1,200 for the 256.
CNET. Let's see. All right.
I mean, yeah, you could pull it up on Phone Scoop or Phone Arena. It's our GSM Arena or whatever. And put it side by side.
I got it. Got it.
They're coming for Samsung's cookies. If you look, they have better PPI than the Samsung phone on both screens. The only thing that they don't have as good is the cameras on the phone. But everything else is whooping on the Samsung.
Oh my God. Okay, so that's about the same size as the one I have right now.
Yeah, but the outside screen is bigger.
Really?
Right, so and I think it folds flat, if I'm not mistaken. No gap.
It's a book style foldable phone with two 120 hertz screens, grand total 5 cameras, battery, fast charging.
It has a bigger battery too. So
the MediaTek, it has the MediaTek processor in it, like you just said. But that looks just like the Fold 4.
It looks very similar.
Looks just like it.
Except the screen is slightly bigger on the inside and outside. And even with that, it still has better PPI than the Z Fold. It has more resolution. So they're giving Samsung a run for the money. And they're giving Snapdragon a run for the Snapdragon.
That screen, that outside screen does look bigger.
It is bigger. If you look up the specs, it is bigger.
Good God.
And already, how big is the screen?
It's like 6.4 on the outside screen.
And the inside?
The inside is like 7.85. Yeah. So look at the pixel count, Keon. They're killing them on the pixels on both screens.
Yeah, that's right. Good God.
And if you look up the actual processor, there are benchmarks. It is faster than the Snapdragon in the Fold 4.
Yo, are you telling us that we're gonna have to change our mantra on MediaTek? You know, it used to be, that friends don't let friends.
Yeah, they say that. Now, so the only thing the MediaTek is behind them is the 5G modem. That's where they're behind. No millimeter wave yet. It's hard to beat the Snapdragon modem, but the processor in that phone is whooping on it. And it's because of the cache. It literally, if you look at the actual processor, if you look up that processor, that MediaTek 9000, and you put it side by side with a Snapdragon 8, it is literally identical for every core. Like it has every core matching. Like Cortex A9, whatever it is, or Cortex X, whatever it may be. They're identical. The biggest difference is it has way more cache. And look, it's 7.8 inch inner screen.
Wow.
And
see, you know what?
Actual 45 watt
you know what? That means that screen is the same size as the Google tablet that I had a couple years ago. Because the Google tablet they put out was a 7-inch screen, and I love that little thing, man. I was Ubering all day in that.
Yeah.
Well, people, there you have it. We got some competition in the arena when it comes to foldable phones. This phone looks just like this one's bigger than my Fold 4. I would take this. Oh man. I would take this in a New York minute. Oh. Hey, Brandon, is Brandon still here?
I'm sorry, what?
No, I wanted to see if you were still here.
No, what were we gonna say?
Well, I wanted to throw this at you and no radio at the same time. But look like we have a traitor amongst us. There's a traitor in the midst.
Who's that?
Cox Cable has betrayed their roots.
What has Cox Cable done?
Hold
Oh,
on.
they want to do fixed wireless.
Yep.
Dang,
They
that
have
is a sign of
they have jumped the fence. They crossed the picket line.
that's what
They have
happens when you
gone
don't
to
get
the
that.
other side.
What happens when you don't get that government money?
What? Wait. So they're not getting any. They're not getting no money.
No,
They
really,
get
they
it.
got a
wouldn't be
little
building
bit.
Yeah, they ain't get enough to build out. That's why they're trying to use fixed wire.
Man.
They didn't get 16 billion. They didn't get that.
Oh. So Cox is the first to cross the picket line on the fixed wireless side. They started to do trials, provided internet in rural areas. So I'm gonna start with Brandon first because I know No Radio is about to give him a lashing. So Brandon, how do you feel watching your cable company become a traitor?
They about to choke themselves.
Oh god.
They're gonna choke themselves, and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. I feel like it's not gonna be that reliable, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually end up doing fixed wireless where they have their own trash wiring in that. So basically, not fix the issue. But even then, in the long run, they know that if they do fixed wireless, it's going to be heavily poor.
Well, I think that Cox is probably
And then I don't
looking
even know
at
how much
this.
spectrum they have.
I don't know. A lot of the cable companies have spectrum.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot
especially
of them,
Comcast.
a lot of them have spectrum in the areas that they operate in. I mean, between Cox and Spectrum and Xfinity, they carry CBRS in the
I
areas that they
know.
run in.
Look,
Yeah,
Keon, let's just be real. They about to jump off a 50-story building and cut their neck on the way down.
they about
No,
to Titanic themselves.
no. So y'all think this is a death knell in the nail of the coffin that is Cox
Wait,
Communications?
wait. Let me say something. And no rated is probably gonna finish it off. Spectrum did the same thing. They were trialing it in Michigan, and they stopped doing it,
Yep.
But
and it
I
failed.
mean, but a lot of insider information was like, how cable companies looked at fixed wireless and was laughing at it. Now you telling me there's a cable company that's dabbling on the other side?
But you're talking about Cox. They're only doing this because they don't have the money to build out. They're not doing this because it's a
Exactly.
better alternative. They're doing it because it's a last resort. It's a last breath to just stick
Oh,
something out there. And you know what's crazy? There's probably going to be some small fiber provider going to build right through that same area they're trying to access for rural.
ooh,
Exactly.
that's crazy. I never would have thought that. Well, I had my doubts about Cox and their ability to kind of survive this next wave, but I never thought that they would be like a cable company would actually start dabbling in it. I never thought that.
I mean,
But
Spectrum,
remember,
like I
Keon,
said,
I did
Spectrum
it.
was
We did
doing
it.
it.
We got 4 towers right now in Davidson County that we set up to test with. And at
Yeah,
the end
but
of the day,
but
it's
isn't
not.
that
It's
more for a
not.
cell phone?
No, that was for residential. I spent a whole year and a half working on that project.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
Me and about 5 engineers and 2 other guys that worked with me. We spent a year and a half doing nothing but fixed wireless trials. We had over 600 customers on it. We were giving them free service. They had free service for over a year.
Hmm.
Just doing trials on it. And at the end of the
I
day,
doubt Cox will do that.
we didn't do it. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
dumped it.
You didn't see the benefit in it.
Nah. The cost was cheap, but the reliability and all that is where the issues come in at. The biggest
Right.
issue is you can't reach for so many people. Now remember, they're talking about rural, right? we already know CBRS is low power.
Right.
In rural, the most we could ever get it to even actually work was 1.8 miles.
Hmm.
1.8 miles. Average speeds were about 100 meg down to like 50 up. So speed wasn't the issue, but it's once you start building that, if you can only get somebody 1.8 miles from the tower, you can't justify it.
Well,
You're
if
better off
you're if
building a network.
1.8 miles from the tower,
In rural, it's
you
nothing.
would have to put too many towers up to cover the capabilities of.
Yep.
So I mean, it would be worse. Like you can have a cell site that's 3 or 4 miles away and get that 100 megabits.
And also realize, Keon, them same areas that they're trying to serve, them people are already qualified for the rural development plan. That means the government will pay for you to build fiber to them same people.
Ooh,
You see the problem?
I see the problem.
The government is willing to pay for you to build fiber. Just go ahead and build the fiber.
So let me ask you this question then: how long do you think we have before Cox gives up the ghost? Because that's what Gene was saying in his comment. He said, "Yo, they're on their last."
They will test it, and I mean, they will probably do it for about a year and a half, and then from there they'll kill the idea.
Because you gotta realize, like I said, even if they're successful, you get what I'm saying? If somebody comes through there and builds fiber past them homes, no one's going to care about this fixed wireless anymore.
Mm.
And you're talking about these small providers are giving you 200 meg symmetrical on fiber for $39 a month forever. And that's not even an assist account. That's a regular account. Anybody can get it. $39.
Yeah.
Tell me they can compete with that.
Hey, I don't know, man. I just
Not
feel
promotional pricing. That's permanent pricing. $39 a month for 200 symmetrical.
Right.
There you go.
I just feel that, seeing a cable company just openly decide to want to start testing this out, like you just said, if they were using CBRS, the sites are going to be too close together for you to actually make it work, which you might as well just build fiber out.
Bro, they're 5 years behind on this. They're late to the game. Why do you want to do it now? Yeah, they're behind. We tested
it. Edmund, even U.S. Cellular started.
U.S. Cellular's dying, dog.
U.S. Cellular is a zombie.
Yo, there was an article that I found the other day talking about U.S. Cellular, how Google Fi has dropped them as one of their carriers that they add to, and part of the reason why is because T-Mobile's network has gotten better.
Exactly.
Their work. Look, hey, look.
What do we need y'all for?
We don't need U.S. Cellular no more because number one, they're not growing anymore, and then number two, T-Mobile is probably all dancing all in the area that you're in right now. They get ready to take all your customers from you. You look like a wounded dog.
They have to twerking on them U.S. Cellular towers.
Yep.
I bet you will probably put some antennas on that fast 3G tower that old boy was working on undercover boss.
The radio, that man, he got kids to provide for.
Well, homeboy was up there riding to the site with a 4-wheeler. T-Mobile probably done paved the road to it.
Wow. Hey, look, that antenna was probably somewhere in the middle of Maine. What did Cave say? Hot take: U.S. Cellular is for wow. Don't say that to people. Don't say that. Do not say old people is for U.S. Cellular. Don't say that.
Edmund, it's not for the teenagers. It's not for college students.
What's that, Keon? Speak of the devil.
Is that the trash can?
It's the trash can.
Oh man, are you testing it out? No, you're over your brother. You're over your brother's place.
Yeah.
Oh man. What type of speeds are we still getting on that?
Like 100 by 50?
Oh,
without N41.
Oh.
Nobody can get Spectrum where they are at or no?
They can now. We just built it about 4 months ago. We just built past it finally.
Mm.
Some of that rural development money they built it, and they're already talking about switching.
So they actually could get fiber where they're at.
No. They actually got a coax built past them because they were already in a node. The node just ended up the street, so there
Hey
wasn't no point
James,
in building.
when I went back home, was it Christmas? I had to help my aunt with her her consumer cellular telephone. She was changing phones on an iPhone, and it was a consumer cellular phone. So yeah, they don't know nothing about these cellular wars that's going on. They just want to be able to call their friend. That's all they want to do. But I got a question to ask y'all guys, and this is something that's been pondering on since like a lot of the news has been coming out about my favorite network called T-Mobile.
Mm.
Want to find out, you pluck y'all brains on something real quick. So T-Mobile is expanding their 5G voice, and they use the what is it? They use the S23 to do 4 carrier aggregation on the network. First, I want to get from y'all, how do you feel about that? And then second, how much of a lead do we think T-Mobile actually has? Is it a 2-year lead, or are we looking at multi-year?
It's a minimum of a year. Minimum a year. You
I
saying
mean, but
overall? You saying overall on the technology side?
yeah,
It's a minimum of a year.
but the reason why I say it like this, and feel free to, shoot my balloon out of the sky, like the Chinese secret balloon. Feel free to pop it out the sky, but they're where they're already doing 4 carrier. Verizon in my area don't even have C-band out, but yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I was on a download test today on T-Mobile, bro, and I was actually getting 4 carrier on the uplink already.
What?
Yeah. It was actually 4K uplink because I checked inside the service menu. It was 4K uplink. Guess what my upload was on N41 standalone?
What was it?
200.
Whoa.
Yep. And it was at one tower site because I checked again on a bunch of other ones. It wasn't working. But for some reason, that one tower site was actually doing 4K upload. I was getting 200 up on standalone.
But I really do feel like we need to reassess and just look at it due to the fact of this, right? I'm not saying that T-Mobile has a absorbent lead, right? I'm not talking about multi-year, like
But no,
5 or 6 years, but
no. I don't care about
they're
the.
already
Yeah.
they're at 4 carrier aggregation on the S23 in technically speaking, in the lab. You know what I mean? They're doing this in the lab because I think that's what EM said, was like, this is lab. But understand, on my fold, they're already doing close to 3 carrier now. They just activated N25 on on both of them.
Yeah, I don't have N25 yet, but I am I'm still technically aggregating 3. I'm aggregating 2 N41 and an N71.
Hold on, so Gene says we have Delaware, T-Mobile, 5G, Verizon. Oh, you got them all. You know what? I'm going to Philly tomorrow, so I'm hoping to actually see AT&T's 5G Plus for the first time. I've been told by some people who run through those parts that 5G Plus is in them in them their parts.
You want to know what I think is hilarious?
What's that?
So you know the 5G Plus thing is actually the Android default. Like doing Plus is the Android default.
Yeah, I know.
So explain to me how AT&T jumped out the window to do 5GE, but then they were lazy and was like, whatever the Android calls it, we'll say it's that 5G Plus.
Hey, there was no all the good names were taken. Your ultra
All the good
wideband,
names were
ultra
taken.
capacity. I
They could
mean,
have called it 5G Death Star or something. Jesus,
uh, I mean, look, what's yours going to be?
They could
Ultra,
they could
ultra?
have no, they could have put the little Death Star in the corner. Just go ahead and pay George Lucas whoever you got to and put the little Death Star above the 5G logo.
Um, hey,
Like do better.
but yeah, but I'm just saying, like, yo, I'm looking at Verizon and AT&T in my area is still kind of mediocre. Out in the country they look good, but in this inner city they do not. They suck. They suck. And then, like like you said, we already at 3 carrier aggregation on T-Mobile. Verizon is just now starting to get C-band in DC. So like Midtown, so the areas where they're the heaviest population concentration is where they're starting at right now. So I was run before I turned my car in for maintenance. I was picking up N77 in Midtown. If anybody knows Washington D.C., we're talking about the Connecticut and M Street area. So Connecticut, M Street, and 18th Street, all those roads come together in one. So there, N77 is all through there, and what they call Midtown, near the just above the White House, and I would say almost Georgetown. If you kept on M Street to go towards Georgetown, it cuts off at 23rd. So they look like they're focusing on major concentration areas. That's what it looked like. But how much of a lead are we talking right now? Like seriously.
All I'm saying is I'm getting UC and bum and I'm going to edit myself in the middle of nowhere. I'm still not getting Verizon in every nook and cranny like I'm getting T-Mobile. And I
But
was telling the guys earlier, T-Mobile has gone so far ahead with their rollout that they're actually doubling back to sites and switching out the
yes,
6449s with 60 with the was it 6419 panels on
that's
existing N41 sites.
that's what I'm saying. Like, look.
They're on a
How,
victory lap right now, putting up the upgraded panels.
No radio, no radio. We all joke about how T-Mobile is trying to do what it can with this $13 billion rollout that they have annually per year compared to Verizon's 22, right? But where did they
Yeah.
find the time to go back and put antennas back up in areas they already did, and then put the antennas up for N25? Where they find it? Where did they find the time?
Well, I don't
Where are
think
we
you
the
need to change
money
it.
at?
You don't need a new antenna for the N25 because they're not doing massive MIMO on it anyway.
That's true. I'm just
Yeah, no.
saying though.
I'll be right
Like,
but
back.
but
all right.
but see what it is. Like I said, I think if Verizon wasn't doing millimeter wave still, we would have saw a totally different deployment. Like if I believe, because like I said, I'm still seeing millimeter wave nodes go up. So that just tells me
Mm,
that there's money still being poured into that. If they were pouring all of that money into N77, I think they would have actually really been faster than T-Mobile at building out. But they're still putting up brand new millimeter wave nodes as we speak. They just cut my stuff like 3 weeks ago, putting up a new one. I'm like, bro, that could have been an
um.
N77 upgrade somewhere, bro.
Hey, no radio, no radio. Stand back, stand back. I'm about to get super controversial, man. I'm about to get super controversial. Millimeter wave ain't ready yet. I didn't want to go on record and say that now. Millimeter wave ain't ready yet. And you want to know
Let's
why I
just
say
be
it?
real. It ain't ready until N77 is complete. That's the truth.
It ain't. Well, it ain't ready until it goes standalone. What's the
I
point?
mean, I get you on that, but think about it. If you're driving through a city and there's just a millimeter wave node in the corner, who cares if the standalone you're going to disconnect from it in 30 seconds anyway? It
Well,
doesn't
okay,
matter. So even
okay,
standalone
okay,
can't save
okay.
it.
But here's
Standalone
the
won't save
thing.
it.
But here's the thing. My thing is Verizon doesn't care about the millimeter wave either. Like, okay, case in point, case in point. So I've been driving around and I have the Uber app open and I have the what is it, the service screen open at the same time. So you know that I obviously have to see what the screen is doing, and it's flickering back and forth on NR. It's going, N5, and it drops it and comes back and N5. But now in DC, N5, if it's DSS or not, I don't know if it is. I've been told it's not, but it seems kind of weird. it holds on the N5, but I drive past a millimeter wave node, stop in front of it, and it will not switch to it.
No, of course not. That's what I'm saying though.
Won't switch to it.
It being standalone ain't gonna change that though. That's what I'm saying. Standalone ain't gonna make millimeter wave better at all.
Well,
It will not.
I feel like it will make it more useful than what
Not
what it
really. It's
currently
only
is
gonna be
right
useful if
now.
it's only gonna be useful if you're sitting still completely and not moving. Stopping at a stoplight is not long enough to be on standalone millimeter wave. It's gonna be irrelevant. That millimeter wave should be handling all that street level traffic that's not moving, so the macro can handle everybody else. That's all it
That's
should
true.
be doing. So who cares if it's freaking standalone or not? It ain't gonna change anything being standalone.
Yeah,
Your
but
phone ain't gonna choose a negative 111 when it's got a damn negative 96 from the N77. It ain't gonna choose that shit.
But I mean, you know that the controversy that was floating through our community was like,
Yeah,
oh,
but you gotta stop.
you got that millimeter wave node, you got that millimeter wave spectrum. If you're not going to use it, you should give it up. You should give it to somebody
Well,
who is.
I ain't saying
But
don't use it. I'm saying that it ain't first. Verizon
that's true.
only built it first because they had nothing else. We all know damn well. That's what I say. You keep letting the community get you on your feelings. We all
Trying to get
know.
them in my feelings.
We all know that if Verizon had N77 already, they wouldn't have touched millimeter wave yet.
Oh yeah.
We all know it's facts. So getting your opinions a bunch about millimeter wave for anybody, whether they're for it or against it or in between, doesn't matter. It's a waste of time even caring about it at this point. N77 is going to be a major change to any major city it's built out in compared to millimeter wave at this point.
Well, I can tell you
At
right
this
now.
point.
So the
Which is
Verizon
why they
in
shouldn't be putting up new millimeter wave nodes. They should be putting all the money they can in N77, and then they also need to be getting all them coverage gaps and let T-Mobile and AT&T get on them, jump past them on. They need to go for them.
yeah.
They need to stop trying to make the street corner by the freaking gas station do 4 gig when you go out and when you go 5 minute drop away and you're getting 1 megabit. We
That's
call that
true.
great highs and great lows. I'd rather have something in the middle that's a good average. I want to be averaging 300-400, not going from 4 gig to 1 meg because millimeter wave is so great. Like that's all I'm
I
saying.
feel you. I feel you.
I'm not against millimeter wave, but I don't care if they make it standalone. I care more that if they get that N77 rolled out on every tower, whether it be rural, city, all of them. Get every daggone one. And half of these rural towers, when they do add N77, they're also bringing band 66 to these towers. They're not just bringing N77 to most of these towers. They're bringing 66 and N77. That
Right.
takes your LTE from doing freaking 35 megs unloaded, 1 meg loaded, takes you all the way up to 180 on just LTE. That matters way more than any damn standalone or LTE 5G. Who cares what the logo in the corner is at the end of the day?
No, I just think that it it I wouldn't. I just feel like it's just a waste of money to put something up. And I mean that's just from my like I said. I'm just talking from my point of view.
Well,
It was
yeah,
kind of
I'm
like
not.
that's the reason why I say it's
I
controversial.
but I
So
give. What I'm saying is this, right? Technically, these two companies are building backwards. T-Mobile's building midband first. Verizon built millimeter wave first. Now Verizon's building millimeter wave. Well, that means we need to see T-Mobile start building millimeter wave. They've already had their midband run. For the most part, it's time
right,
for the millimeter wave for them. Now, I ain't saying like now. I'm saying once they finish the rural coverage. Let T-Mobile finish the rural coverage, and then they need to go back to these cities and start hitting up millimeter wave after.
right,
And I don't know if you saw the picture of that new pole that I posted a new pole, and it's different than all the other Verizon poles.
uh-huh.
Well, it has multiple mounting locations. So I think what's going on is the city is actually enforcing these new poles. They're all metal. They're wanting AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon to put their millimeter wave on them.
Oh,
Something similar to New York.
see, I kind of figured that was going to start happening because it doesn't make any sense that all of a sudden Verizon comes through, sweeps up like the conversation that we had before, and I was like told I was kind of cuckoo for cocoa puffs, but like what was it? Verizon was dominating in Vegas, right?
Yep.
And I guess that whatever contract that they have with Vegas makes them the proprietary, arbiter for the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, there are other cities that have avoided that situation. And that's like I felt like that's just a nuke waiting to go off.
But let's be real,
That's just
Keanu,
from
right?
my point of view.
If T-Mobile matures, if they mature their N41 in their aggregation, and we start seeing 1.8 on every tower, who gives a damn about moving away?
You right?
That's what I think it is. I think T-Mobile literally wants to max out the mid-band first before they even think about moving away. And if I think their goal, I really believe it seems to me from the press releases and what I'm seeing, their goal is 2 gigs on the mid-band.
Mm. That's what it
Let's just
looks like
be
they're
real.
trying to do.
And if we all be 100 with ourselves, would you rather be able to drive 70 mile an hour on the highway and get 1.8 meg or get 4 gigs on the street corner in the city?
Oh, dog. Hey, man, I'm in my car all the time. I'm not doing the speed islands all the time, man.
Well, that's what
So
I'm saying,
I
though.
want the 1.8 gig on the fly.
And I think that's something Verizon is going to see too in the long run. When they start getting up to these 1.5, 1.8, 2 gigs on their mid band, they're going to be like, damn, you know, that millimeter wave is cool, but the guy in the house over there is getting 1.8 off the mid band, but only the guy standing on this corner is getting 4 gigs off the millimeter wave.
All right, so Gene just said something. He said that he read a few months ago that Comcast wants to have their own network and work with Samsung for small cells.
They already are doing that. That's old news.
Mm.
That's already being done. That's already being done, Gene.
Mm.
It's already going on.
Hey, because I showed an article where because the cable companies, man, I feel like the cable companies have aspirations for greater things, and they
Marvelous,
want to become. I
absolutely.
feel like they want to become cell phone operators.
Yep.
But that's a whole nother subject. We can I find that to be very interesting.
But yes, Gene, you heard it, and it is fact. And Spectrum is doing the same thing. I think we're ahead of them on the actual build out because we're actually building it already. We ain't talking about it. I think they've already decided what they're going to do, but they're not really building it just yet.
Huh.
So that's not a myth. That is not a rumor. That is fact.
All right, so no radio. Since the cellular part has been kind of beaten to the ground a little bit, I just wanted to get my opinion out there into the ether. But since you are my resident sound guru, because I get my sounding advice from you.
Oh shit.
How do you feel about this? And would you buy something this expensive? So Sennheiser
Oh, you want to know? Okay.
has a sound bar, and this sound bar is $1,500.
The answer is no. First of all,
Wow.
first of all, first of all, Sennheiser is not known for making any kind of goddamn loudspeaker devices. First of all,
But
they're known for microphones and headphones, not a loudspeaker. It is not
right.
their. It's not their avenue. No, I would
Wait,
not.
you don't think that they can strive for greatness
You don't
and
get it
get
on your
and,
first run. You don't get it on your first run. Do me a favor, Ken. Go find me some pro audio Sennheiser monitors. I don't think they exist.
hey, look, I'm kind of in the market for a sound bar for my television. I'm just saying, you whenever I talk to you about headphones, Sennheiser is like the
And bro,
gold
I don't
standards.
even. Bull, who told you this,
You
bro? No, Sennheiser is a gold standard in consumer headphones, not pro audio. Get it right.
well, okay. So
Yeah. See, there's a
consumer, yes.
difference.
Is a sound bar not consumer?
No, but it's a loudspeaker. They don't do loudspeakers.
Well, I mean,
When
they
we say
seem very
loudspeaker,
confident at
loudspeaker
$1,500.
means it's meant to be played out loud in a room. They don't do it. They're not known for it. It's never been known for it. Uh, I'm looking now to see if they even make a pro audio like studio grade like speaker. I don't think they do at all.
Ooh,
But I might be wrong.
dang.
Maybe they put something new on the market. Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking. I'm gonna
All
find out.
right.
I'm gonna look. It's gonna take me about 2 seconds.
If you see something, man, I'm just saying, hey, look,
Bro,
I hear
1,500.
you talk
You are
1,500.
you're literally paying for all the R&D because you know why? Because they didn't have anything to reference before. Because they don't make loudspeakers.
Mm, mm.
Yes. Okay. So far, I have found no Sennheiser loudspeakers in existence ever. Let me keep looking. Let me look some more places.
Right. I mean, look,
All I'm saying is this,
1,500.
right? Imagine. Okay. Imagine tomorrow. Just take this out, right? Sennheiser making any type of loudspeaker, whether it be a sound bar or whatever. They're making a loudspeaker. It's like Ford come out tomorrow and tell you they got a smartphone. You see what I'm trying
What?
to say, dog? That's what it's like.
Oh no.
Sennheiser don't do loudspeakers. It's not their thing. Let's see.
Well, okay, so they're
The most they've
saying that
done is like they have done theater gear, and even all the theater gear I'm looking at ain't loudspeakers. It's processors.
ooh,
No loudspeakers in the theater gear. Wait a minute. I'm looking.
uh-huh.
I'm looking. I'm not going to drown them too fast because, let's go into the pro audio side. Do they have a loudspeaker lineup? They do not. No, I'm not buying this crap. Give them a few
Mm,
generations on this. They need a few more generations to perfect it because this is not something new for them. If it was so for $1,500, bro, for 1,500, I want Adam to bring. It's a company called Adam. I would pay like Adam. If you ever heard of Adam, they're a very
I,
famous studio monitor company.
uh,
Yeah, 1,500 sounds right for a soundbar from them. And they've got damn near 100 years in experience with loudspeakers.
oh, good
That's
goo.
$1,500. Okay, this is their first debut, and they want $1,500. They crazy.
But here's the thing: as their first debut, the good, fantastically clear, and for sound for music and video, sleek, supports third-party subwoofers. But the bad was the price, though. The price, though.
Okay, Keon, if and it don't even come with a subwoofer, right?
I don't think it comes with a subwoofer. No,
Yeah. So this thing in reality is maybe worth 250.
$250.
Bro, do you know what I can? You know what kind of soundbar sound system I can get for $1,500?
I can only imagine. I know Sony probably got
I'm
something to
just saying.
blow the doors off this right now.
I'm just saying. I can get some nice stuff for $1,500, bro.
Hey, look, I wanted to pluck your brain on it, man, because
No,
I mean,
Sennheiser, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all know y'all tripping.
no,
Stick to the headphones.
he says stick to what you're good with. Stick what you're good with.
Stick to your day job.
Shame.
Yeah, I said it. Stick to your
Uh,
headphones and your microphones. Leave the loudspeakers to the people that have been doing it for 100 years.
stick to the earphones that you're used to,
They ought to be ashamed of themselves for this, man.
man. Oh, so I got another one for you, man. So in this segment of automotive and electric vehicles. So where's it at? Where is it at?
And the old
Well,
sound bar.
I thought that you might have jumped on board on this one.
No, because that's not what they do. That's not their business.
I would have thought that you would have been like,
Nah,
maybe.
dog. Nah, negative.
Well, Ford is looking to boost production of the Mustang Mach-E and Ford
Mm-hmm.
F-150 Lightning
Yep.
to try to become the number two EV seller.
Yeah, I told you you're going to see them and Toyota both start to go after Tesla for production. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'm
So
starting
y'all
to
get
see
ready.
more F-150s on the road and Mach-E's on the road now too.
Buckle your seatbelt. It's about to happen. They're about to turn up that classic Ford production. and it's about to go down. They're going to be running circles around Elon as far as his production goes.
Mm. So in your professional opinion, how long do you think Tesla the company has before they get exposed? Because
So
that's what
their
I feel
biggest,
like is getting ready to happen.
so basically, unless they start putting some luxury into them cars, I give them 5 years.
5 years,
Yeah, because for the money they're asking, they're going to need them cars to be more luxurious than they are.
but they keep cutting the prices every single time something new comes out. Like
Oh,
every
we know
single
because they don't
time.
want to. Yeah, they don't want to step their game up.
So I mean, like what was it last year? They cut their prices this year to qualify for the what is it the incentives. So I mean,
You just wait.
it's like they're constantly cutting out little bit by little bit, just so they can, stay right there at the what I call the people's ear version of you know people's ear version of EVs now. Like people know that they exist, but do they really want them now?
But look, even Tesla knows that they're about to hit a wall because why do you think they opened up their charging stations?
I was going to talk about that too.
See,
Yo,
I've been
I was going
saying
to
this.
talk
They
about
could
that
be
too.
if they play their if Elon actually done the right thing, he would become the new Exxon Valdez. He would become the new British Petroleum by centering his business more around the charging network.
Yeah,
Become the provider of all EV charging. That would be
yo,
way more powerful than selling the EVs themselves.
here's the thing. I have now as a person who's not a big Tesla fan, right?
Mhm.
I'm not a big Tesla fan, but let me tell you, Tesla's rendition to support other vehicles looks way better than the other ones on the market today. Way better.
Just saying. That's
I'm
where the
talking.
real money is.
I'm talking about like, yo, you go into that. You go like, what was I watching? Marquez Brownie. Apparently, there's this one charger in New York that all the YouTubers ran to test this out because
Yep.
what was it? There was like another guy showed up when Marquez was doing his video, and he was holding his phone so he can plug in, but his Ford F-150 Lightning could barely reach the charging post because
Hmm.
because of the way that the door opens. It opens towards the charger, and he had to get the short cable around the door.
Yep.
I was like, wow, this is about to get nuts. But um Tesla's rendition is way easier compared to what is it? Electrify America. Everybody else is like, yo,
Hmm.
Tesla's like, yo, hey, we're gonna be around. You should get yourself a Tesla vehicle, but in the meantime, we'll charge your little car up for you.
And that's
That's
why I
pretty much
say
what they're doing.
I think that's what they need to focus on too. Like just real talk. And they
Well,
need to do
hey,
two things, Keon. Two things. There's two things they can do. Number one, focus on the
uh-huh,
chargers network, become America's new fuel provider, essentially.
right.
Number two, sell your battery tech to one of the other manufacturers. It's too easy. You literally become the fuel source and the charging source. You become the whole thing.
That's true.
I'm just
But
saying, how much
but
did Exxon
Toyota,
Valdez make? They made how much on this what last year in fuel sales? What was it?
mm,
$40 billion or something?
I think so.
How much did Tesla make last year? Wasn't 40 billion.
Nah.
How much did they lose on recalls?
Exactly. All I'm
I
saying
knew
is,
I knew Brandon was coming. I knew you were coming. That's why I talked about it. I knew you were coming.
all
But
I'm saying
hey,
is,
look,
imagine if Ford had decided back when they started the assembly line for vehicles. Imagine if they had the forethought to also become the world's largest fuel provider. Imagine. Tesla is already in gear to do it. And if they try to go the Apple route, they're going to lock themselves out of an entire market of charging all the other vehicles. They can't go the Apple route.
that
They're
is very
literally going to
true.
They're going to throw
That
away
is,
billions of dollars trying to be proprietary. That's why I say opening up the chargers is the best thing they could have ever done. You make
hey
all the other
Gene,
automakers relying on you, bro. You become
hey Gene,
responsible for all of them.
I agree with you, sir. I do like as you get away from like the cityscape, there are there's chargers at Wawa's, man. Wawa's gonna be the new, rest haven for charging vehicles, dog.
Yeah.
I see that. But no, hey, no radio, you're absolutely right, man. Because but the thing is Tesla don't. They're not even letting people have full juice at the charging network, and they're already doing it better than the ones that are dedicated. Like the
Because,
ones that
like I
are
said,
dedicated for the other type of charging plug. Like Tesla already handshaking with everybody else's, except that I think they're trolling Lucid. I
because
think they're
Lucid's
trolling
car is
Lucid.
actually a luxury vehicle, and it has better range than a Tesla.
Hey, look. This is preliminary tested, but the guy the guy was there with another YouTuber, and his car was only charging at like 70 watts compared to like the F-150 was charging at 150 watts
Ain't that
megawatt.
convenient?
Yeah, I was like, ain't that a convenience? So you basically saw that car coming and was like, we don't want to give you nothing. We're good. But I just think that me personally, it's about to go down. Like the war is beginning, and I don't think Tesla's gonna make it unless they become a little bit more diversified. I know Brandon. Brandon. Let me pull your story up. 'Cause I know you wanted to talk about this one, and this is not a good look for him. Where's the story?
Well, I post a lot. I mean, I post a lot of negative.
I know, but it's not negative. I mean, this is the information that people need to know about because you have to understand. Like my point of view about Tesla is not very good. My point of view about
I
Tesla
mean,
is not
right
that
now
good.
it isn't, but likely later on.
But this right here is another reason why um I'm skeptical about Tesla vehicles. So like Tesla recalls 3,400 Model Y vehicles produced in last year at the discovery of loose bolts. Okay,
Edmund,
so
they have every time there's a recall, they're the first thing that pops up,
yeah,
and yet people still buy them damn cars.
they buy the cars because guess what? People don't want to pay for gas no more. You have to understand, like, yo, you look. Let me tell you something, Brandon. And we've had conversations with people in our community about electric cars, and a lot of people don't like them, and you have that right. But nobody wants to pay gas. Let's go ahead and this. You have to change the way that people look at stuff. Nobody wants to pay $5.50 in gas for no reason. Gas companies, making record
But at the
profits year
same
over
time, people
year.
don't want an ugly little car.
People are willing to drive an ugly little car to get away from gas. You're missing it. People are willing to drive a ugly car. Have you ever
They
seen?
are. They
Have
are,
you
y'all.
ever?
Them geoprisms and
Yep, Brandon,
what you know about that, Brandon?
Brandon. When I tell you, the first electric car that GM made was a ugly little thing, and people were in love with it in California. In love,
Bro,
okay?
Geo Metros, Geo Storms, and Geo Prisms never had trouble selling. They're all
No,
ugly cars.
no, they're
Look up a
ugly as all
show
outdoors.
show Brandon a Geo Storm.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Man, them things are ugly. I'm telling you, man. Look, if you love them or hate them, the problem is people are tired of paying gas prices going up because somebody sneezed in the Middle East.
But at the same time, like no radio is saying they're making more money now.
Who?
People.
People.
Yeah, they are. They are,
Inflation.
Keon.
I mean, yeah, they're making more money per se than they did 10, 15 years ago. But when you add inflation, man, it don't
Yeah,
make
because the
it.
sheriff next to me
It
can
makes
bitch.
no difference. I mean, that's
Yeah, it's
like
a share.
yeah, I'm carrying more water, but you put a bigger hole in the bottom.
The one that lives next to me is a share. The one that just sold. Oh, sorry, y'all.
No, you good. But Brandon, if I told you that if you had the opportunity not to have to pay for gas anymore, and all you had to do was drive a car, and when you get home you just plug it in, what's the problem?
That's time consuming.
How is that time consuming?
And plus, like, not only
What do you
that,
do?
not Edmund, not only that, but a lot of people don't have garages, and some of them,
A lot
I
of
mean,
a lot of
a
people
lot
don't
of
have
people don't have
garages.
garages, huh?
I said a lot of people don't have garages. You know what people are doing in DC? In Washington, DC, we are the land of what they call row houses. Houses in a row. Okay. Like your walls neighbor somebody else's wall. Okay. These people are running an extension cord out from their front window out the side and park in front of their vehicle so they can charge their electric car. People are doing everything they can. They don't. Hey, they don't care. No car garage, whatever. They're doing whatever they can so they don't have to pay for gas.
I know a lot of people here in Houston, they trash their garage. Oh, they make it into a bedroom.
Hey, I mean, but the thing is if you got a home, pretty much your house is your way station. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, that's how I look at it anyway. Your house is your fueling station now.
Yep.
You already pay your electric bill. Why are you gonna pay somebody like another uh energy production bill somewhere else?
I mean, Edmund, I'm not gonna lie to you. Why lie to you right now? But let's face it, most people 15, 20 years from now are probably going to have electrics right now. But right now, it's basically in testing stages. That's why right now you see all these damn recalls.
Oh, look,
Well,
this comes
if
from the
we're
fact.
really real though, Brandon, most people are going to stop driving. Have you talked to any of these new kids? They don't even want
Oh
to drive.
yeah.
They don't even want to drive
Hey,
at
look.
all.
Well, what are they doing? Sitting on the bus with Dennis?
They gonna be Ubering
No, no,
everywhere,
hey,
bro.
no,
These
no,
young
don't
kids
bring
do
that
not want to drive.
in.
They have no interest in driving, bro. None of them.
You know
Driving,
what? No
here's the thing.
radio. You know what? No radio. I was actually looking at a video earlier today on Instagram, and there was a taxi in Phoenix that was driving people by with
By itself.
no human in it. Yeah,
Oh yeah. What is it? It's probably a Waymo.
I don't know what it is.
It's a company through Google called Waymo that's doing remote taxis. And here's the thing.
Oh
And
yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
yeah, so here's the thing. The idea behind somebody else chauffeuring you around is a whole lot better due to the fact that you don't have to worry about the problems of owning a car. You don't have to look right here. You don't have to worry about the recall of your car and you got to
I
take it in
mean,
for some
Edmund,
safety recall.
let's look at it from a safety perspective.
Okay.
If there's severe weather or something happens and there's these Looney Tune people that are driving so fast and they hit that poor car and that car it can't control itself, then pretty much those people die.
What the remote vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the problem with
It's more it's more
automation
likely that
technology.
you will crash before that car will, Brandon.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Like people
I
are
mean,
the
either
problem.
or, it can go both ways, and a human being is not controlling that car.
But Brandon,
The
the
human
the
being is
the
the weakest link, if we be
the human
honest.
being is the weakest link. So the
It
problem is
ain't the
this.
car.
Look. So as somebody who's done some research behind like the self-driving car mantra, the problem that you run into is that self-driving cars aren't the problem. It's people behind cars that are on the road with self-driving cars is the problem. Think of it like this: here you are. Let's say you in the Sahara. You're running through the Sahara, and you got a bite or whatever. You got to worry about those wild animals trying to come after you. That's how. the freaking self-driving cars are. You got all these nutballs who think they know how to drive that's potentially going to hit your car.
And they're cutting you off and all that
Yes,
stuff.
I saw an accident today where that happened. The guy was trying to jump back in the line and took off that woman's front bumper, man. All it was flying too.
Just imagine this, right, Brendan? Imagine you get all the drunk drivers off the road tomorrow. No more drunk drivers.
Yo,
I mean, what if the
car
drunk?
can't get
What
drunk.
if? What if? But no radio. What if the drunk driver hits that car?
that's what we're saying.
It
We're
doesn't
talking about
matter.
getting rid of drunk drivers out there.
It doesn't matter if the drunk driver hits that car or hits the car you're driving. It doesn't matter which one it hits. You're both dead. The drunk driver gonna be the only one survive.
Yep.
That's what usually happens. The drunk driver usually lives. The sober person dies.
That is true.
If you look it up, the drunk driver survive because they don't react. They go limp, so they get less injury. What you saying, Brandon? You think you can handle the crash better than the electric car? Well, I'm here to tell you. Well, tell us all the dead people who got hit by drunk drivers. Tell it to them.
But already, 75% of Americans aren't drunk driving right now.
I didn't say they were.
But here's the thing,
but I know what you mean.
I'm saying the drunk driver is worse than the electric car. They're on the road every day.
But Brandon, drunk drivers are a problem still.
Brandon, we had 2 drunk drivers hit the same fucking pole within 30 minutes. Remember?
Yeah,
2 different drunk drivers. Come on, dog. Come on.
Hey, look. Yeah, right now, if you think Elon's autopilot is safe, man, they running into fire trucks. So
yeah, I ain't saying none of the stuff is perfect. I'm just saying that we ain't no better than them cars. Because people wire and get crossed too.
That's true.
But you know what it is though? People like us as humans, we try to give ourselves more credit than we actually deserve. People are bad drivers in the first place. So the insult of the self-driving car, guess what? Guess who else runs in the fire truck? People.
Yeah.
So when everybody goes, oh, the smart car, the self-driving car drove into a pole. Well, so this and them people. What's your point? When the self-driving cars start doing shit people ain't doing, then you can make that statement.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just saying. People ain't that great of drivers in the first place.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say something. I know what my limitations is, and I drive professionally. I don't like the idea of driving fatigue. So I'll stop. But a lot of people don't care. They're like, yo, they're not off it behind the wheel.
And that's worse than being drunk.
That is way worse. It's almost it's almost like being drunk.
Exactly.
It's almost like being drunk. It looks like you're drinking behind the wheel. When you get pulled over, guess what? You just don't blow, over the limit. That's the only thing you don't have.
Okay, so I got a question. Question for y'all. When do y'all think there'll be self-driving semis and 18-wheelers?
Self-driving.
It's going to be at least
25
20 years.
25.
Yeah, and it's not because of the driving part. It's all the other parts that go with it. The semi trucks have to be able to randomly change, have to handle breakdown situations, all this other stuff. It's way more complicated than just steering on the highway. It's way more to it than just steering on the highway.
If anything, what you're going to start seeing, and this is going to be across the board, is that if you look at cars today, there's more driver assist features in vehicles today. So you get the bird's eye view camera, you get the early detection warning. So you don't slam into the back of another car, your vehicle will start slowing down for you because there's an ever-present radar in front of you, right? So you have those type of features showing up in cars today to kind of prevent you from doing something that you would normally do if you didn't have the system. So
exactly, we already have
your problem.
Yeah,
and we already have those.
Lexus has it. You can't. That Lexus won't even let you run into the back of something.
So, do y'all think insurance policies will go down if there's more self-driving cars on your?
No.
It's going to go up actually, because what's going to happen is when you have so many self-driving cars on the road, the insurance company is actually going to lose drivers, so they're going to have to charge something somewhere. So they're going to raise whatever is on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So
matter of fact, if you have, if let's say that we get to a nation where there's all self-driving cars,
people gonna stop getting license.
No radio, it's gonna be like that Will Smith moment when he was in iRobot. He's gonna be like, "Are you driving?"
Yeah,
you're gonna have special insurance for driving your car. Like, do you feel that you're gonna be a driver behind the wheel? Yeah. Well, your premium is gonna go up by $450.
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen.
And on top of that, less people are actually gonna get licensed to begin with, which means the insurance company ain't gonna have nobody insured, which means they're gonna raise the rates on everybody who does have a vehicle.
That's true.
They ain't gonna take no L.
That is true. Look,
they're gonna be like, yo, last year we had 175 million insured. This year we only got 20 million. We need to get this money from somewhere.
Look, they're gonna go to manufacturers and get it from them. They're gonna be like, yo, they're gonna get it from individual people. They're gonna be like, hey, look, you're gonna need rideshare insurance.
Yep, exactly right.
They're gonna be like, yo, you might get into an accident one day in one of these cars. Are you covered?
Yeah, you're gonna even have rider insurance, Keon.
Yep. Yep.
You're gonna, how now you got what they call it, no owner's insurance is the lowest you can be. Pretty soon you're gonna have riders insurance.
You're gonna have full coverage riders insurance, dog.
To sit in the back. Be like, man, we got in the crash. What happened? I broke my iPhone. Well, found it on the insurance.
Yep.
Your rider's insurance. Yep.
Hey, I would rather have that than pay cell phone company insurance on a phone that I may or may not use.
Yeah.
Look, at least that insurance is universal.
Exactly.
Hey, somebody's gonna listen to this podcast years from now and go, man, that's a great idea. We need to get on that now. Why?
The car gonna hit the brakes too hard. You gonna scuff your Jordan. Oh, I gotta file a claim. I scuffed my Jordan.
Getting out of the car gonna be dangerous. Your white on whites ain't gonna be safe.
I ain't French. Sorry.
So what's the next article?
So this is the one you put in the rundown. And Amazon looks very weak right now.
Yeah, dog, they're struggling.
Because here in DC, they said that they're putting their new HQ on pause.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know who else is struggling?
Who?
QVC.
Man, they should have been dead.
No, the only thing that was keeping QVC alive was the outtakes that they were having, man. That's the only reason why people were watching. They won't.
The
customer base is dying, Keon. That's what's happening. Literally dying.
Oh Lord.
No, but I heard that they closed a couple of centers in North Carolina or something like that.
But what? Keon, gullible grandmas buying their grandkids a laptop off of QVC that's a piece of junk. They're dying.
Yeah, unfortunately. But here, look, so here. Now here's the thing. I feel sad about this. So Amazon had these cashless ghost stores, and they're shutting those down, which I want one in DC. The idea of me just walking into a store, I don't have to talk to a cashier. I don't have to talk to nobody. Walk in, log in, boom, go grab what I want and come back out, and it's already paid for. Come on.
Yeah, but guess what the problem is, Keon? It's a twofold issue. Well, the first problem is Amazon needs to focus on people not wanting to go to a store. They literally became successful off people not going to stores. Now they're going to open a damn store and ask people to go to it? Think about it.
That is a problem. That is a very big problem.
Think about it.
I mean, they did buy Whole Foods 6 years ago?
Yeah, and good luck with that.
Yeah. But they expanded on the Whole Foods and came up with their own grocery store line, which is Amazon Fresh.
Right, and they still haven't expanded.
They haven't really expanded as much of late because Amazon saw a loss. What was it last year?
Yeah, because people weren't
Honestly,
going.
I don't see them expanding, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they end up closing some of those stores down, especially since Walmart is slowly starting to close stores down.
Exactly.
But the question is which stores are you trying to you thinking they're going to start closing down? Right now, they
Unprofitable stores.
They're
look,
not doing
right
good,
now,
Keanu.
right now they closing cashless go stores. We talk about nobody did those things. They
I
closing
know,
them.
Keanu, but guess what? The products are sitting in there so long, they're going bad.
Dang.
So let's just be real, right?
No,
Like I
they
just
put them in
said,
the wrong places. That's what that is. See,
no, it's more to it than
No.
that, Keon. Listen, Amazon got successful by not having retail locations. You can't
yeah,
break the recipe and be successful. So here's the deal. Amazon got to
uh,
go 100%. You know what that means? That means that Amazon I hate to say this, but Amazon needs to go after Uber Eats. And they need to go
mm,
after, yeah, they need to go after the food delivery side of the business. That's
Yup.
what they need to be doing.
oh,
They need to heavily go after Instacart. You see what I'm getting at? If they built this
yeah.
whole thing
I
off
don't
people
know about
not
all that.
shopping in stores, I'm telling you, Brandon, instead of having these stores, think about it, right? Say you got a store in a city, and this city, let's say the city is the actual metropolitan is five square
I
miles.
take that back. What I said about Amazon Fresh. They should expand more stores, but they should. I mean, more Amazon Fresh stores, but where people can't go inside and people just order it online.
Exactly. You order
But then
online,
you
it's
don't. That
delivered.
means you wouldn't need. That means you wouldn't need a storefront. You just need
Yeah, you just need
delivery.
a warehouse. Yeah, you just need a warehouse that's keeping fresh stuff together and ready to go. That's all you need.
And as
That's what I'm
y'all
saying.
said earlier, if there's more self driving cars or whatever, then they'll just have those things have them delivered to their house or whatever.
Exactly. Because
Hey,
think about it,
but here's
Brendan.
the thing:
I can
DoorDash,
I can get
DoorDash, and
groceries to
Uber
my
Eats is
house via
very
Instacart.
famous.
I can
Uh,
get groceries delivered to my house in 30 minutes, and I'm in the country.
exactly,
Why would
exactly,
I drive to an Amazon Fresh store?
exactly.
Think about it.
And that's why I keep saying, like, a lot of these places, like a lot of retail stores are actually dying. Just this week, Nordstrom announced that they're closing all their stores in Canada.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah. Old school
Yeah.
retail is done. It's done. It's been done.
But the one that's fighting hard and it's had good success has actually been Target.
Target has had to rebrand itself because it was on the verge of losing out on also. But they
Target's
become
It
also
smaller.
not that.
was.
They
They're not
become
that large.
smaller. Yeah, they become
Yeah, they're
smaller
not that large.
and they fit themselves into a lot of different scenarios. Where
And
Walmart wanted to be that big
they closed all
superstore.
of their stores in Canada as well about 10 plus years ago because they didn't study the Canadian market.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I say Amazon go after Instacart and go after Uber Eats. Go after those two segments. And what I
Oh,
mean
they're
by
gonna
that
go
is
after Mitchell.
oh, here you go.
Ah, there you
So what I'm
go.
saying is this, right? So I say this, right? Think about it
No,
like
but
this.
no, but I'm sorry.
What if they attacked food, right? For example, when I say go after Uber Eats, I don't mean deliver McDonald's and Burger King and shit. I mean actually deliver meals that they prep themselves. Like you can order up a meal or dinner for
Yeah.
your whole family, and it's there in 30 minutes type of deal. Not just fast food and crap like that, but
Are you
actually
talking
cook it
about like
themselves.
you talking about like what is it? Those because a lot of YouTubers are starting to do it. Is with a Hello Fresh.
Yeah, but you got to cook that yourself, Keon. I'm talking about
That's
they
true.
deliver it to you cooked.
Mm,
I'll be right back.
You see what I'm saying?
I see
Think
what you're
about
saying.
it. They cut everybody out. Because think about it like this, right? You could actually undercut Instacart. Why? Because when you do Instacart, you got to pay McDonald's and then you got the markup fees of Instacart on top of it.
That's
But
true.
what if Instacart was cooking their own food and they didn't need McDonald's, they didn't need Burger King and Starbucks, all these places? Imagine. All
Oh
you'd
no, no,
have to
no. I
do, yeah, you set up kitchens. You set up kitchens all over a major city, right? You have these kitchens
yeah.
cooking these orders, and then you got drivers running them out.
You
You
know
kill everybody.
they call those ghost kitchens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there's actually like there's I know like New York has them. There's kitchens where you can just rent a space in the kitchen. Like it's a gigantic building and up with a bunch of kitchens in it. And a lot of these small companies that do nothing but delivery, and a lot of them are actually Instacart and Uber Eats companies. They don't even have retail locations. They're literally just in a back alley kitchen cooking the food and handing it out the back door to the delivery driver.
Yo, hey, look, I agree. I saw that when I went to New York. So me and my wife we
Mm-hmm.
went into this restaurant. But the thing is they set their restaurant as if it was a to go service. So I
Exactly.
guess like so the thing is when you got in there, you ordered on your phone through their website. Not
Yep.
the waiter didn't even do nothing. The waiter
Exactly.
did
That's what I'm
nothing.
saying.
Basically, just put the food in front of you and said, "Thank you, have a nice day."
Exactly. Now imagine
So
you partner with Amazon and you got a gigantic kitchen in a warehouse that's just cooking all the orders and you're slinging them out the door.
that's true.
And then right next to that in the part of that warehouse, you got all the fresh groceries that are going to get delivered. You can get your dinner and your grocery delivered from the same truck, 30 minutes. And
Right.
people would pay an extra markup for that versus the exorbitant amounts of money you pay for freaking like Uber Eats. You end up paying like Uber Eats like $24 to get $8 worth of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine Amazon said, hey, $20 a month, unlimited deliveries, plus whatever your food costs that you order.
Man, the way that the delivery fees are going, man,
The delivery fees are
that's why I
crazy.
don't deliver.
Yeah,
That's why I
delivery
don't
fees are
deliver, man.
crazy.
And the
I
thing
think I
is,
was
a lot of those fees don't even go to the drivers or the
I
delivery
know they
people,
don't,
man.
bro.
And the thing is like what they make drivers do, drivers be hopping over fences. Like you think your job is
Hmm.
bad, bruh.
It's
People
the
be
same.
like, I want 15 cases of water, and they live on like in a cul-de-sac area where they live at the top of some building, and it's all stairs. They're like, oh yeah, other people bring it up the stairs for me.
Yep.
Like, and then you do all that work, and you done spent 2 hours helping this person get their cases of water up, and you only got $2 tip.
Yep.
Well, that will burn me up, man. I'll be
That's
like
why I
knocking
say
back on that door.
if they actually hire their own people and they do monthly subscriptions on it and they pay the people, I don't know, what would a starting pay be to just deliver? Maybe well in a smaller town, like 700 a week.
Uh, yeah, I think that
700 a week?
but it can't be their vehicle.
Yeah, oh yeah, obviously because you're
Yeah,
gonna need to keep their food fresh and stuff. So no, they would actually have a
yeah,
truck that's like got a hot and a cold side, and they would actually be bringing the products. What I'm
right.
saying is that's the concept they need to be envisioning, not shopperless stores or cashierless stores, because now you got to pay for a retail space, and really the only traffic you're going to get is people who are immediately walking in that area most of the time,
Right.
which means most of the time that stuff in the store is just sitting.
Man.
That's what go if you look who is it Go Puff?
Yeah,
Was it yeah some of the Go Puff, but just add in groceries and with the groceries add in like meals and food.
that's true.
And just find you somebody that knows how to make some good damn food and get a good menu. So find a bomb ass pizza, find a bomb ass chicken wing, find some
But here's the
bomb ass
thing.
pasta like maybe a bomb ass Alfredo with chicken. Just get you a set menu of stuff, and then a family could just order it.
But no radio, there's Achilles heel to this. People
What's that?
want full service, but they don't want to pay for it.
But like
That's the
I
thing.
said though, when you're big
Like
as
here,
Amazon, you can charge $20 a month for that service. Think
that's
about it right
true.
now. Look at how much Amazon would bring to your crib for $13 a month. Now imagine what they could bring to your crib for $20 a month.
Man, they were trying to use drones to do it.
Yeah,
That
that
fell
one's gonna
through.
break down. Yeah, and
That
then they
fell
send it with
through.
all the drivers. And shoot, I know people that are making like 23, 24 an hour driving an Amazon truck. So they're not paying bad. They're paying 24 an hour out here.
Yeah, yeah,
No
yeah.
experience, no history of doing nothing. Just hey, here's a damn truck, $24 an hour. Come on, dog. And yeah, there
Hey.
people crying about working hard, but you know what it is? They don't know what it was to work just as hard for $15 an hour. So they need to shut
Mm,
up. I
mm.
worked harder for $11 an hour back in the day. What you talking about?
Man, no radio. You snatching the soul out of people's chests right now.
That's the truth. Though.
Don't.
These people be crying about making 24 an hour. I used to make $11 an hour, and I was crawling in mud and shit. I'm sorry,
Man,
but
hey, look, they don't know any better. They don't look. You can't argue with somebody who don't know better.
what are you trying to do? Should have been
But
like 12, 13.
let's see here.
Yeah, if it's 12, 13. Yeah, that's right. One, I ain't even look at my phone. I didn't know that number. Sorry.
Oh no, you good.
But no, I'm
Let's
saying
see.
they got to start thinking bigger into the next level. Like they already went big. They've already killed retail. Now they need to kill food industry. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, if yeah, I would believe this if they decide to go and get like DoorDash, because DoorDash is like, I would say behind Uber Eats, DoorDash is probably the biggest.
Yeah, but the biggest
Uber,
problem with DoorDash is here's the thing, right? This is the issue with Amazon, right, Keon?
uh,
DoorDash is a bunch of contractors that can quit anytime. Amazon can't risk having real time deliveries with people who can quit anytime.
that's
They're
true.
gonna have to have hourly employees. So the whole DoorDash mantra would have to change. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
DoorDash wouldn't really be a solution.
the amount
Imagine you
of
got to get that
capital that you
fried
would have
chicken
to
in
put
college,
in.
but Amazon got it. What do you mean? These
Mm.
delivery drivers already getting paid by the hour. What you mean?
Well, okay, so if you look at how Amazon has made it through over the years, the only way they would end up doing it would be they would have to it would happen slowly, because they didn't get to putting like, retail, like not retail, but they didn't put shops all over the place all of a sudden. They crept it in,
Oh
and
yeah,
then they
yeah, I
started having
understand
their
that.
own delivery drivers.
But
That was the reason
yeah,
why they
but
used like
but here's
they
the problem
used
with
all
DoorDash, right?
three.
Yeah, I get that. But here's the problem with DoorDash. The DoorDash situation with the contractors would never work because they can refuse the route. If
That's
I
true.
tell you I'm gonna have your milk to you by 2, but nobody takes the route. Next thing you know, it's 3, then it's 4. Oh, now somebody wants it. It gets there at 4:50. You see the problem?
I see what you're saying.
That's why I say you can't have a workforce that can say no. But if they're hourly, they know they're getting paid their hourly rate. They ain't gonna just say no. They can't. They can't. That's the difference. Yeah, you can use them for the auxiliary delivery, but you can't base a whole real time food and grocery delivery on people that can say no. If you want to
Yeah,
dominate anyway, if you want to actually dominate. Because, bro, I have ordered on Instacart before, right? And it took
yeah,
like an hour and a half for somebody to say yes. That's not okay.
that is not okay.
That's what I'm saying. Amazon can't have that happen. When people are going to get pissed and they're going to quit it.
But
Plus, like you
here's the
said, right?
problem. But here's
They're
the problem.
offering you shit
It's
money. If they don't offer you
yeah,
no good money, you don't want to take the route.
right.
But if you agree to your hourly rate, you're gonna take the route.
You have to
That's the
take the
difference.
route.
There you go.
But here's the thing:
And
how do
you're in
you
their
then? How would
vehicle,
a
their insurance.
but how would an Amazon break into that market where it's already been overly saturated? You got Postmates,
Not
you got an Uber
no, it's
Eats, you
not.
got
You know it's not. You know how you know it's not saturated? Because none of them
how?
companies are making the big money like Amazon or any other of these services. These companies are still relatively small. Instacart is not huge. Neither is Postmates. They've all hit a wall already.
Hmm.
Think about it.
I know that if I, like, for me personally, I would do a $20 a month on top of like a decent service fee
Yeah, if I
to
had
have
unlimited food
like things
delivery,
like, yeah,
exactly. Now get 200 million people to agree to that. How much money you making a month
that's
as
a lot
Amazon?
of money.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. You're like, oh, they got to charge this and that. I'm like, bro, if you can get 20 million people, if they got 1 million people to pay $20 a month, they could probably do a pretty damn decent job in at least
Yeah,
10% of the country. If they can get 150 million to 200 million people to get them $20 a month, an additional 10 on top of whatever they're charging now, additional 10, 12, 15, yes. Hell, they can pay delivery drivers freaking 650, 700 a week.
hey, my problem is I don't see the logistics of it going down just as smooth as you say it is, though. Now
I didn't
understand,
say
Amazon is a
smooth,
powerhouse. Look, Amazon
but
is
I'm
a
saying
powerhouse,
it's
right?
going to be better than every other iteration of it, though. What we got now with Instacart and Uber Eats is not a good iteration. You're
Well,
paying damn near
because
$20 sometimes just for the delivery. That's
man,
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
hey, look, I've just opted to go get my food myself. I'm like, yeah,
But see,
I'm about
yeah, but
I'm about to pay
but it's
$20.
yeah. See, look, the only reason why I've ever even used it, right, is because I had my car in a car dealership getting worked on, and I wanted some food. Breakfast time, I'm hungry. Next thing you know, I'm paying $24 for a goddamn croissant and a cup of coffee. $24.
No.
If I'd have drove down to the restaurant, I'd have paid like $9.
Mm.
You see what I'm getting at? And
I
that's
see you
because
getting that.
they got a random delivery driver that they got to give the money to. He got to go get in line, just like he was a regular person, to go get the
Yo,
damn food.
that is
Think
something that
about
I never understood about the delivery services
it.
because
Yes.
here's the thing. The restaurant want the business.
Yep.
There's plenty of drivers. So we're gonna
Yep.
just talk about Uber because that's the one I know the most, right?
Yep. And it's Uber Eats I'm
I've
talking
had
about too, by the way.
I've had customers who were like, let's say because of the pandemic, that's the only way they could have business. And then
Yep.
Uber turned around and was like taking like half their money for their
That's the
goods and
problem.
services. But here's the thing: the drivers. I did not do it because I had to go in the store. Yo, I had to risk getting a ticket on my car to go do delivery. No,
Exactly.
it is not going down like that. No, sir. It is not going down. Look, IHOP. I had to go in IHOP.
Oh, y'all want
People
American
just
food
run.
now? Yeah. We'll talk to him about it, but
The life of a married man. You have to love it.
yeah,
Hold
we'll
on.
talk about it.
The life of a married man.
But yeah. I'm just saying, let's get the dollars. Let's get the dollars in order. What is $20 times 150 million?
Hold up. Where's my calculator? A whole hell of a lot of money.
Yeah, what's the exact dollar amount? You tell me with that much money, Amazon can open up a bunch of commercial kitchens in all these cities and have an assembly line throwing food out the back door to hourly paid delivery drivers who make it happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lunch hour gonna be crazy. Lunch hour, they're gonna have every major business ordering platters and stuff. Because bro, even the company I work for, I'm not even joking, Keon, they literally order lunch for the whole office every day.
Oh yeah. No, I believe it.
They do it every single day, bro.
I believe it. And then you have a corporate rate at that point. You have a corporate rate.
Yeah.
Man, no, the reason why
I'm just saying it ain't as unfathomable as you think. Because if we'd have been talking about Amazon in 2005, hey yo, in a few years they're gonna have their whole own fleet of delivery vehicles and airplanes and and trains.
Yeah.
Look, they even got the whole train car system now, bro. They're gonna be delivering you in 2 days guaranteed. You'd have told that to a FedEx employee in '05. He'd have told you was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
It ain't possible.
No, absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing: the way that Amazon did it was so smooth. They employed everybody. They employed
from start to finish.
They had UPS, they had USPS, they had FedEx, they had DHL, they had everybody working for them.
Now check this out. Well, now take what you just said, right? They were paying the shipping companies to do the shipping and logistics, right?
Right.
And they hit a wall and say, you know what? We can do our own logistics, right?
Right.
Think about a company like Uber Eats. They out here partnering with all these freaking retailers for food. What if they were to just turn around and say, you know what? We'll make all our own food.
I mean, they could do that. I mean, they have the data.
It's the same thing. Yeah, but Uber ain't got the money to do it. Amazon does. So that's what I'm saying. You set up a large, like, industrial size production kitchen.
Yeah.
And you're making all these orders back to back. And you have a set menu of items that you set. You cannot you can outcompete every freaking other restaurant.
That's true. Shout out to Mr. Carter Maine. What's going on, sir? Mr. Carter Maine live is he in the house? Hey, look, my take on it has been always this, right? The Grubhubs, the DoorDashes, all those took
To me, they're
advantage of the
terrible
pandemic.
businesses. They're
Well,
terrible
no,
businesses.
they took advantage of of everybody being stuck in the house.
Yeah, but they existed before the pandemic.
Yeah, well,
They
their
didn't get no
model.
shine until the pandemic.
That's true. That's true.
There you go.
But here's the problem though. Then they turn around and try to stranglehold people.
Yeah, forget
Yo,
that.
it got worse. Like the people I'm picking up people in DC, like people who are working at these kitchens that the only thing they can do is delivery. And the whole time, that's all they're saying is like, yo, I can't believe what's happening right now. You know, Uber is basically like not paying us our money on time, not doing this,
Yep.
not doing that. And I'm like, yo, and the thing is there's plenty of, they say like, yo, there's not enough drivers. There's not enough people doing delivery for them, but there's plenty of drivers out. The problem is they wanted the drivers to do too much. Like, yo,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
you can't ask me to pick up, drive, deliver it, and I'm only getting paid $3.
Exactly my point. That's why I said an hourly rate would fix that.
It would fix that. But people, you would have to convince a lot of people. And I think that when it comes down to it, I don't know if a lot of people are willing to do this, but I don't think people are willing to pay per month to a Uber Eats and a DoorDash and a Grubhub. But they're willing to do it. They're willing to do it to an Amazon though.
They already got Amazon. It's just another hook in you. That's what I'm saying.
True.
It's another hook. It's just another hook. And like I said, like for me, I live in what I would call a seriously small town. And I'm outside of a bigger small town. And that small town's population is like 55,000 or something right now. Okay. With 55,000 people, you could literally build one big ass warehouse with people cooking in it and deliver to the entire city within 2 hours, no matter what.
That's true.
It's almost easy.
I mean, they're technically doing that with grocery. They're technically doing that with grocery delivery now.
Yeah, but they still don't have that big of an audience yet. And like they don't have every town. Think of, like I said, a town of 55,000. They're not even, Amazon even attempting to do grocery in a town of 55,000, which is why Instacart exists.
Right.
But by the time you tip the driver, and you pay the delivery fee, unless you're a piece of shit, you don't spend $15, $20 on delivery.
That is true.
But see, Amazon could go bulk and get $20 from everybody. Now imagine this, right? And here's the other side, right? Imagine you do pay for that subscription, Keon, for $20 a month. Are you going to decide to go to the Dollar General or Walmart to get some milk when you know you got the subscription that you paid for? You don't use it. My point exactly.
I'm gonna use the heck out of that subscription.
Look, you're gonna be at work and be like, delivery time for later, 5 p.m. milk. I would stop by the store, but nah, I pay for my subscription.
Yup.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't have to stop at the store no more.
Yep. You ain't got to worry about store. And then guess what? All them employees that now work in them stores and work in them restaurants, they're going to all end up working for Amazon too. And yes, I get it. We shouldn't have Amazon be the employer of the planet. But at the moment, if you're talking about convenience, ain't nobody even trying. Like Walmart is so dumb, bro. Walmart should have been thought about this.
But you know what?
They've been on it. They got the footprint.
Walmart focused too much on expanding their footprint retail wise. That's why they decided that they were going to go big, like store.
They already did that.
Edmund, they're not doing that anymore. As a matter of fact, they're closing stores.
Yeah, they're not expanding now. He's saying in general, historically they focused on expanding, but to me, as soon as Amazon started killing them, that's when they should have said, okay, what is Amazon not doing? And let's do that. They could have took over the grocery and fresh food shit.
But nobody else.
But
You have to understand
what Walmart's
when you're
actually
big,
focusing on right now?
What?
Healthcare and Walmart
Yeah,
Plus.
well, yeah, they're building those little urgent cares or whatever, but that ain't enough to carry them.
but
If
nobody
we
else.
be
You
at,
have to understand. Like this is something you need to understand. When a company as big as Walmart decide to try to pivot, they can't pivot hard. So
that's because
when Amazon jumped up and basically beat them at their own game, they had nothing. They couldn't pivot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all they had to do, if they were smart and they had young people working in the executive side of the company, they would have said, look, they're killing this whole delivery thing and electronics and all these products. What are they not doing? The first thing you got to do when your competition is killing you at something is figure out what they're not doing and do that very well.
That's true.
But these companies
The
don't feel like that. It's
keyword
mostly
is unique.
old people. Yeah, it's a bunch of old people running these companies and they're set in their ways. And they say shit. The same way we hear people like saying poo-pooing on electric cars, the same way we hear people doing that shit,
Yeah.
that's what Walmart did when Amazon started delivering. They was like, yeah, that don't last. That don't never last. It's the same problem. They're set in their ways. And then when the shit blows up, they over there holding the ticket. Damn, man, we could have done something with that.
That would have been ours. But you know
These
what? You have to be hungry. Like understand, like
that's what I'm saying.
How
They
you
belly
say
with
it? Like,
right.
when you've been so successful for so long, you're not hungry no more. And
Exactly.
then all of a sudden, when somebody
problem, Verizon's
right,
problem, precisely.
Yeah. Well, you're not hungry no more, man. Like what same problem like a lot of artists run into. A lot of hip hop artists run into. They get 3 albums in, and all of a sudden, the music starts sucking. Well, they're not hungry no more.
That's where having younger people in the executive department would have not made that not happen.
That's true.
These companies need to learn this. You got Jim Bob. Jim Bob been there 35 years. He's had 30 years of great sales, but the last 5 ain't been so great. And you know what you do? You're double down on Jim Bob. Like, no, you should have hired little Teddy. Little Teddy lives in today's America, and little Teddy knows what Teddy's generation wants. Maybe we should listen to Teddy. Oh, but Jim Bob's got the know-how. That BS.
Hey, no radio. Jim Bob unveils the new and improved retail store of America.
Like nobody's showing the stores. These companies, when they bring out some new exciting development, it'd be like, that was it. That was your whole big
Basically,
idea?
what No Radio's saying is that he's tired of seeing all these Clint Eastwood's running these corporations.
No, but exactly right.
No more Clint Eastwood's running corporations. You shouldn't let somebody who's going to die probably in the next 10 years be the head of your ideals department. Okay?
Tag No Radio.
He ain't going to be here for the consequences. Same thing with the politicians. They're going to be dead before half these policies actually fuck us over.
That's messed up, No Radio.
That's the truth. That's on both sides of the aisle.
Leave my old constituents alone. Like, you understand?
Look, old constituents, y'all going to be dead for these decisions. Shut up and sit in the back.
You know what's gonna take. You know what's gonna take them to that beautiful place.
Oh, what?
That cable box.
Oh Lord.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord.
They're gonna be like, I saw a light and I went to it. I think it was my cable box.
Hey,
you know there was a percentage of them that passed when they lost their clock.
I bet they did. I bet the death rate of people over the age of 60 went up at least 5% when the clocks got off the cable boxes. I bet money.
Oh, y'all ain't right, boy.
It's the truth. Boomers, you're the reason why these companies are failing. Boomers, it's your fault, boomers.
Look, Walmart had the secret sauce for a long time. Look, Walmart had the secret sauce for a long time, and then Amazon snuck up, and all of a sudden they started falling apart.
You know what it is, Keon, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think these older people know they're sabotaging the company, but here's the deal, right? Like, let's go scientific, right? Imagine you've been the lead guy in sales and marketing and planning for 30 years, right? When you admit that you don't have any new ideas, you become irrelevant. I think these old people are literally sacrificing the companies to protect their own pocket, because once they admit they're irrelevant, they're going to be out the door earlier They want to stay on that other 5 years, that
I
10
think
years. They
so.
don't care if Walmart's successful. They just want to know that their bank account got full as possible before they were out the door. That's
I
what it
think
is.
so.
Yeah. Yep.
I think so because it doesn't make any sense for a lot of these decisions being made down the pipe on a lot of companies. Like you ask yourself like what makes Walmart had the power. They could have easily pivoted, but they didn't. Like you had
They could have. They could have.
like you had the storefronts and you
The
had the
logistics.
retail footprint. So
They had the whole logistics and everything.
So how could you not out Amazon?
They could have killed Amazon in the crib.
No, Radio, I have a question. What do you think Walmart's going to end up doing since they're closing a lot of these stores down because of theft and self-checkout?
Well, I've been to Walmart recently. Walmart sucks.
We know.
I see Walmart's going to be going away to Kmart soon, and so is Target.
Oh Lord. Don't say
Radio,
that.
I have more faith in Target.
I don't. I was in Target. They got even less product selection than fucking Walmart.
Well, I mean, that's sort of smaller, but
you know what Target is. Target is a Walmart that got better clothes.
Yes, but their TVs are still trash.
And them clothes ain't gonna keep them in business. They're a Walmart with better clothes.
But I hate that all they have is Chromebooks.
Oh Lord!
Just saying, their electronics section is pitiful in Target.
It is. It's sad.
I mean,
it's
Target
sad.
is Walmart. Like I said, Target's a Walmart with shittier clothes, and you can't get oil change. At least at mine, around the ones closest to me.
The newer ones don't have the service areas.
My point exactly. They have even less services than Walmart.
Yo, look. My question to you is this: Is it going to be an Amazon world that we're going to live in, or are we going to, or are these retail stores going to actually have to start adapting?
Like I said, Walmart, free ideal. Take over the food industry, please, because you've already killed yourself in the electronics and home goods industry. At least look at this grocery delivery system and go 100%, go ham.
No, you know what I was thinking of?
Take a loss to do it, because Amazon took a loss to become what they did. Walmart's going to have to do it too. They're going to have to take a loss to destroy the whole home food delivery thing.
Now, what he still got Jim Bob sitting up there giving them bad ideas, sir.
No,
mark the corn down 3 cents. Mark the corn down 3 cents. They don't do it. They don't bring them in.
Man, hey, look, I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just saying from what I've seen, like Walmart is the only one that can actually take on Amazon if they pivot now. They're the only ones.
They won't do it, but they're too dumb to do it. And you know what's crazy, Keon? I bet they're the younger people, like the grandkids or the family. I bet they're talking about to their grandpa every fucking day, and their grandma every day, and they won't listen to them kids.
But no, Radio, you know where the old people like to go? They like to go to freaking Walmart, and the younger crowd likes to go to Target.
Yeah, but the old people don't spend the money at Walmart that young people do.
That's true.
No, but they stare at prices, and then they're the first ones to look at their receipt. They're on Social Security.
Gene is absolutely right, dog. Hey, the local Walmart that I go pick up my medicine from, the McDonald's is gone. McDonald's even
Walmart announced last year that they're slowly going to fade the McDonald's out of their Walmarts, and they're going to end whenever the contracts end, they're just going to leave, and they're going to replace them with whatever they want, because there's some Walmart.
That should have been the telltale sign right there. Like that should be the warning sign that when McDonald's leaving you.
Yep, we McDonald's don't.
But you know why they're leaving, Edmund?
McDonald's don't leave nowhere. Keep this in mind.
Edmund, you know why they're leaving?
McDonald's still got stores from the 40s and 50s.
Edmund, you know why they're leaving?
Why?
Because Walmart has said already that there is less foot traffic in their stores.
Yeah.
They're putting old ass Subways in there with expired meat and lettuce.
Oh, we had Subways in Walmart 13 years ago, Brandon.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, I'm just telling you, dog. Hey, when Walmart, whoever was sitting up in corporate and they said Walmart, McDonald's was leaving, that should have been like whoever let that happen, your head is rolling, and we're going in a new direction.
About 7 years ago, about 6 years ago, the Walmart in my uncle's old neighborhood, the McDonald's left, and they ended up putting a Chinese one of them mall Chinese things inside the Walmart.
True.
The General Walk or whatever the hell it's called, the wannabe panda.
Hey, that's probably the most foot traffic that person has ever seen, man.
Yeah, grabbing them stick samples and leaving.
Hey, they don't even do stick samples anymore at Costco, man, because of the pandemic.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Well, no. They do samples, but I haven't really seen the stick samples, but they still don't have the balls.
I go on the Costco. There's no more stick samples, man. That used to be the thing. You just walk in and somebody like, try this right here. That tastes kind of good. I might get 10 of those.
Yeah, I heard you used to go to Costco for lunch hour and that way you had to buy no food.
Gene says some Walmarts have Dunkin' Donuts. Some Walmarts even have Burger King. Some Walmarts have Carl's Jr.
You know what Target has over here?
Even Claire's.
Starbucks,
yeah.
And some of them still have a Pizza Hut Express.
No radio. Target is one step closer to being like an Apple store, dog. All they gotta do is start giving away free Wi-Fi. They're gonna be the new hangout spot.
You want to know
they
something?
Already do.
That Starbucks inside the Target be closing early, like at noon.
What?
No, they don't.
I was over there the other day and they closed that shit around noon. They sure did.
Not over here.
No. It's because of the foot traffic. It started dying. It's dying. Even their traffic is dying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They told them to go home.
Over here, that shit closes at 9.
They put the little rack in front of it and put them to block it off so nobody would try to walk in there anymore. Wow. It was like 1 p.m. Not even joking.
But people in North Carolina don't make that much money anyway.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say those words.
Look, Brandon.
No, don't say that.
Brandon. We actually make just as much, if not more than Houston, and our shit costs less. So we live better than Houston people.
Don't buy into that. Brandon being controversial. No. He even busted out laughing when he said it.
I say y'all income. It ain't no better than our cost of living still less. Don't even go there with your shit.
Oh Lord, Brandon, why do you do that, Brandon? Why do you do that?
I already looked up Texas. Y'all pay double for property tax, and your income ain't even higher. Y'all can have that shit.
Hey, look. In other stories, so this is going to be our last story. Brandon probably doesn't care about this, but as a gamer, it matters to me. But hold on.
Yes, Target does have super Targets where they do have lots of groceries and stuff like that.
So, Microsoft Activision deal likely to be approved by EU regulators, says Reuters. So,
Call of Duty.
So, apparently, Microsoft is pulling out all the stops and giving away for the farms so they can get this deal to go through, and EU might have been the thorn in their side. So if the EU passes it, America might pass it also.
But PlayStation has already been decided as the winner of this generation. It's too late, Microsoft.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is right now. Like, here's the thing. Microsoft is going in and buying everything. They don't care what
why, right?
They just buy
it up. They have to because their originals are trash.
I mean, you can't ride Halo but for so long.
What I'm saying is this isn't a win for them because they're already behind the originals category, the exclusives category. They're already behind.
Yeah. Hey, look,
and they can't even block the game from going on Sony still, so they're still screwed.
Carter says it's getting approved. You know what? Here's the thing. I think that Microsoft is just like, if you're talking about a company that has pivoted hard in today's economy, Microsoft is the company. Because understand, Microsoft was basically only Windows and that's it. Now they everything. They're like, yo, you want to use your Android phone? Shoot, we love Android too. Matter of fact, we got patents in Android too. Let's make it happen, Captain. Now, Microsoft is a multi-billion-dollar company that's pivoted.
Yeah, but all their money is still in Windows.
That's true, but
they haven't found a product yet that can outrun their Windows money.
Mm.
The best thing they'll get out of the Activision thing is they'll get more licensing money. That's about it. Because they're going to have to license them games to PlayStation anyway. So even if PlayStation gets the game, Microsoft gets some of the money.
PlayStation pays a lot of money to keep it exclusive.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the games that they get from Activision. They're not going to be allowed to make those exclusive. That's going to be part of those merger terms.
Yeah.
See, the PlayStation exclusives were already exclusive. They didn't go buy something and make it exclusive.
That's true.
That's all. That's what I was saying. That's why, even though Microsoft might even have better hardware, Sony always beats them on the exclusive side. But you got to realize, from the inception of Sony, they had Sony Computer Entertainment.
Yeah.
And then all these other things that came along, and then not even to mention all the extra features you get with Sony's DualSense controller that don't exist in the Microsoft world.
Yo, hey, Linus was doing a review on the VR headset and how
apparently
it's better. It in certain ways it's better than the app the PC side.
Exactly. I've seen these videos from different reviewers, and they're all
amazed.
They are all amazed at the PSVR 2.
So I'm just saying, Microsoft is buying up, but they're not really producing. I have an Xbox One S, right? But I play a third-party game on it. I don't really play Halo or whatever first-party stuff. I don't find it to be that appealing.
You ain't missing nothing. They suck.
Dang, no radio. Yeah, give zero cares.
Their problem is they have not innovated. Microsoft hasn't innovated in a very long time in the gaming world.
So, are you saying that this generation is already lost already?
I'll go for you. Say what, Keon?
I said, so you're saying this generation is already lost already?
That's what last I heard. PlayStation has already been declared the winner for this generation.
Hey, aren't we 3 years in?
Yes, it's already been declared the
3
winner.
Years in. You already get the title. We're only 3 years in.
Lack of innovation will do that to you.
Shame.
Plus, here's another side to it, right? Sony is actually. I don't know if you watched the whole video. It was Linus. One of them I was watching was talking about how Sony wants to guarantee FPS on every single game. So they're making the developers guarantee the FPS. It has to meet a standard.
Right.
Or they won't even approve it. Microsoft isn't doing that.
Oh wow.
And Sony is even willing to pull a game from the marketplace if it doesn't meet the standard. Or it has too many glitches. Microsoft ain't doing that.
Oh wow.
They're demanding more from the developers than Microsoft is. Just like right now, from what I understand, a part of the new licensing deal, it has the games have to actually use all the DualSense specs, or Sony won't approve it.
Good God!
Meaning, Microsoft, if it doesn't support,
Sony is flexing on developers like that.
Yeah, they're telling these developers hey, you need to integrate DualSense into that game. Or you won't have it on our console.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going that far. And look, Microsoft can't say that because they don't have anything like DualSense.
No.
And then even the reviewer I was watching, he was like, and if Microsoft were to copy it, then they would just be accused of copying it. That would be bad too. I was like, damn, they got about the ball.
We would like for you to make your game 60 frames per second, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
They want consistent performance on the system. And this, we know what this was amplified though, right? It was
What?
amplified by the whole cyberpunk situation. Cyberpunk is a catalyst for all of that.
Because Cyberpunk was some hot garbage.
It was so bad on the consoles that it was an embarrassment. So now they're not playing that shit no more.
Yeah,
so like if
I
you
agree.
can't keep an average FPS of this, and you don't support this, and these features, it ain't ready.
But the fact that Cyberpunk was able to be put out in such a manner, that was just sad. Like, how was a game supposed to be in development ever since the PS3?
They played
Like the
everybody.
transition from the
Keon.
PS3 to the PS4, you get to the PS5 and all of a sudden it barely works.
Now, don't get me wrong, it played just fine on my gaming PC. And for what I understand, it played fine on it played okay on the PS5, but on the PS4 it was a fucking dumpster fire.
That's true.
Damn dumpster fire.
That's true.
Jittering, freezing, skipping,
dropping
down to 10 frames a second sometimes.
Okay, that's not misinformation. Cyberpunk, yeah, it got fixed over time. We're not talking about now. We're talking about then.
Cyberpunk still doesn't play well on the PS4. I don't know what he's talking about. What console is he talking about?
Well, apparently he must be still talking about like the current consoles, probably.
The current consoles could play it. It was the last gen that they wrote it out on. They couldn't play it.
Shoot. I mean, it played on Google Stadia. God rest its soul.
Yeah, but it was playing on an actual gaming PC on the other end.
That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna play Cyberpunk in 4K. I could play Cyberpunk in 4K on my gaming PC.
Gosh darn it. But yeah, man. Hey, look, I just find this to be kind of interesting that Microsoft is jumping through hoops to try to get this Activision deal working and approved across multiple countries, because like they really oppressed.
They should. Yeah.
And Activision, I mean, the only thing that Activision has in their repertoire is Call of Duty. That's it. I mean, there's pretty much nothing else that Activision has done within the last, I say, 5 or 6 years that really matters. I mean, if you go on Twitch, like it's Call of Duty, Destiny, and maybe some variants of, but that's about it.
I think the one thing Microsoft can do though, they still have to put it on other consoles, but they can make certain features exclusive. And that'll be the whole thing they're going to try to do, is like lock out features that only work on Xbox, stuff like that.
What features is Xbox providing that's going to be just Xbox exclusives?
Like the additional content stuff. They don't have to release it on every console.
I mean, I don't see it right now because, the cloud gaming has taken another back seat again. There's no innovation in this space anymore. I mean, VR is the only thing that's coming down the pipeline.
And PlayStation, they already dropped their rendition. Where's Xbox?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, you saw what happened when they tried to get into the whole, virtual side. I mean, they face planted so hard it was ridiculous.
Yep.
That little light bar, which was included on some consoles but not included on all, they couldn't gain any traction. So
both new consoles are good consoles. Just that PlayStation is putting a higher bar out there for the developers, from what I understand.
Well, I can tell you this, and I'll end on this note. Is the problem I have with Microsoft Xbox right now is the fact that, like, my wife, she wants to play. Let's say that I'm playing my game and I pay for it, but she can't play the game because she didn't pay for it on her account. That's getting stupid now. And then they have a family plan, but they're not rolling it out everywhere yet.
Yeah.
That it's just getting to the place now is like, hey, we should literally be able to. I shouldn't have to pay 5, 6, 7 different times for people who live in the same home with me for the same game. I'm sorry.
Yes, that's a thing.
I don't
Gonna
know.
be just like YouTube Premium. Oh, they got about a family plan.
Hey, man. Hey, look. I said it. The family plan is where it's at. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on, Mr. Carter. What do you mean that's cap? Hey, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying, but they won't let me link the accounts.
It's the same way on like Stadia. When you buy the game, it only should play on that headset.
But here's the thing.
Not Stadia. I'm talking about Facebook's crap, Meta.
Oh yeah, but even on Stadia, they had a family thing. If I purchased the games on mine, anybody within my family group could play the games, and they didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah,
as long as they were part of my family group. Huh?
Me. And Carter's saying that you can.
He said that you can, but
on a different login.
Yeah, on a different login on the Xbox. It can't be done yet. Well, hey, I'll reach out to you. And you could step through to me, man, because I have not been able to do it yet. And me and my wife have looked it up, and they keep talking about only in selected countries currently right now. So
continue in India or something.
Right.
Call Ashley. With his India YouTube Premium.
He'll give me a good deal.
You got to pay for it in rubies.
Ooh. How many rubies does it take for American dollars? What's the ratio?
Or rupees, whatever it is.
Rubles.
Rubles, rupees.
Yep. What's the exchange rate? Yo, so hey, No Radio, thank you for showing up, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Yes,
everyone, thank y'all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the podcast so we can get this out to more people. I'm getting ready to take my trip to Philadelphia and do some network testing on the 3 major networks. So look out for those videos. Give me your opinions.
Philly back again.
Doing a little swing. You stupid, No Radio. But yeah, so I'm heading to Philadelphia tomorrow. So I'm gonna be network testing. I'm actually gonna go live. This is what I'm planning on doing. So I'm gonna go live to see how well the networks hold up on the highway. So I'm gonna live stream using all 3. I only hummed it, Gene. I only hummed it. He said copyright. I only hummed it, man. We shouldn't get monetized.
Tell Wanye to holler at me. Gene, you tell Wanye I said come holler.
But here's the thing. So I'm a live stream it, but I'm using all 3 carriers at the same time to live stream. So people will be able to see in real time what the networks how well they hold up on the road. So tune in if you want to take a look at it. I greatly appreciate the support. I'm curious to see. I'm probably going to try not to take 95 north. I want to cut through Delaware if I can. Might cut through your neighborhood, Gene. Trying to get to Philly. Depends on what the traffic look like. So if the traffic's bad, I might be taking a scenic route.
In West Philadelphia.
That's where I spent most of my days.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing on the speed test.
No Radio, you ain't right.
Speed test outside of the school. It was a couple of towers. That weren't no good. Started getting back and lost in the neighborhood.
Wow.
I had one drop call.
And I couldn't
and
stare.
my mom got scared. He said, "You need to get your Verizon lines and get off the T-Mobile."
Wow. There you go, people. No Radio is here every week, hopefully. Dang, boy. How did you do that on the spot? How did you do that on the spot?
That's easy, sir.
Hey, thank y'all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.